Good evening, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Daily Motion. This is Rich again, back for your third and final video blog of the night for Monday, January 26th, 2015, around 8:18 in Billerica, Massachusetts. It's snowing right now, snowing like crazy. Going to be some heavy-duty snow for the next 24 to 36 hours. When it's all said and done, some places will get up to 3 feet of snow. So if you're in the New England and New York and New Jersey area, stay in. You're not going to go outside to drive or go anywhere. You're locked into your house unless if you have to go out and shovel, or unless if you're like a police officer or a firefighter or work for the news department. Those are the only people who need to be out in the snow plows. And some news to report, sad news to report in the world of baseball. Former Red Sox pitcher Bill Monbourquette passed away at the age of 78. Bill was a pitcher for the Red Sox in the 60s. He won 20 games one year. Plus he pitched a no-hitter. He was battling leukemia for the past several years, but I don't know if that's the cause of his death. So prayers to his family. And also, there's been rumors going around that Worcester, Massachusetts and Manchester, New Hampshire will be getting ECHL hockey teams in the near future. They're like AHL teams. The Worcester Sharks are moving to the West Coast, and also Manchester Monarchs are moving to the West Coast as well, because they're affiliated with the LA Kings for the Monarchs, and they're going to be playing in Ontario, California next year. And Worcester Sharks will be temporarily playing for San Jose area for at least 2 years. There's rumors they'll be moving to San Francisco in that new arena for where the Warriors are going to be playing in 2017-2018. That would be good to get each East Coast Hockey League teams, or ECHL hockey teams, in Worcester and Manchester. One of them might be rumored to be affiliated with the Bruins. And also, there also been rumors going around that Gillette Stadium might be in the running to host either WrestleMania 34 or WrestleMania 34-5. That's just preliminary talk, but who knows? And that's about it on that. My third and final video blog of the night is about my personality profile, and my personality profile tonight is about one of the greatest NFL quarterbacks of all time. I'm talking about John Elway, who played his entire 16-year career with the Denver Broncos. Elway won 2 Super Bowls during the last 2 years of his career, and he finally won the big one for the Super Bowls after even losing 3 Super Bowls earlier in his career. John was born in Washington State, and he moved a lot as a kid because his father, Jack, was a football coach, as a high school football coach and a college football coach, so he was moving from state to state when he was younger. Finally, his family settled down in the San Fernando Valley area of California, and that's where John played high school football, and he had, like, his high school career, he threw for like 5,711 yards and 49 touchdowns. He was a parade All-American football team senior year, and part of that team, he was that included on the parade All-American football team his senior year included future NFL Hall of Famers Dan Marino and Eric Dickerson. And he also was a great baseball player in high school. In fact, he got drafted by the Kansas City Royals in the 19th round of the 1979 baseball amateur draft, but he didn't sign with the Royals because he was being heavily recruited as a quarterback. 60 schools were after John Elway, but he picked Stanford, and he was a quarterback for Stanford from 1979 through 1982. He was a great quarterback for the Stanford Cardinals, but he never appeared in a bowl game because Stanford was mediocre when he was playing. He finished with a losing record playing for the Stanford Cardinals, but he had a great college career. 9,431 passing yards for 77 touchdowns. He was an All-American in 1982 and a Pac-10 Player of the Year in 1982 as well. And he was a great baseball player as well for the Stanford baseball team. In fact, he was drafted by the New York Yankees in the second round of the 1981 amateur draft, 52nd overall. He was selected ahead of future Hall of Famer Tony Gwynn in that draft. Amazing. And he played one minor league season baseball with the New York Yankees, but he didn't really. He had like a decent season, and there were projections that John Elway was going to be the next great Yankees outfielder, but he decided to quit baseball because he thought his future was in the NFL. And John Elway got drafted the first overall pick in the 1983 NFL Draft, number 1 by the Baltimore Colts, and that was the big year when they drafted so many quarterbacks in the first round. Jim Kelly, Dan Marino, Tony Eason, Todd Blackledge, Ken O'Brien were some of the names, but Elway refused to play for the Baltimore Colts because that team was a losing organization at the time, and he wanted to play for a team that would compete for a playoff position in a Super Bowl. And the Colts traded him to the Denver Broncos for picks, and this turned out to be a great deal. And for 16 seasons, John Elway was quarterbacking the Denver Broncos, and he had a great, awesome time in Denver. 9 Pro Bowl appearances. 6 times he played in the AFC title game. 5 times he was an AFC champion. He had some great games against the Cleveland Browns in the playoffs, which were legendary. And he also was, one time he won the NFL's Most Valuable Player in 1987. 4 times he was an All-Pro quarterback. And 2 times he was a Super Bowl winner. The first 3 Super Bowls John Elway played in, the Denver Broncos lost, and there was critics saying that he was going to be a quarterback that never won the big one like Dan Marino, but he did. He was the Super Bowl 32 Most Valuable Player, and he won Super Bowl 33 in his last NFL game of his career. And John Elway stood on quarterback wins with 148. He retired with the most wins, but he was surpassed by Brett Favre and Tom Brady. And his career stats for like the NFL: 300 touchdown passes, 226 interceptions. He attempted 4,123 completions out of 7,250, and he had over 54,000 yards passing, and he was voted one of the greatest professional athletes in Colorado sports history. He also is in Colorado Sports Hall of Fame. He's in the Ring of Honor for Denver sports legends. His number 7 was retired by the Denver Broncos, and he was a first ballot Hall of Fame in 2004. 13 times he had 3,000-yard passing seasons. And John Elway, after he retired, stayed in the Denver, Colorado community. He actually once was the owner of the Arena Football League's Colorado Crush for about 7 seasons, but the Colorado Crest folded, and when they folded, he became executive vice president of football operations and general manager of the Denver Broncos. And John Elway still holds that post today. And John Elway is probably the most famous professional sports athlete ever to come to play in Denver, Colorado, which includes Joe Sakic and Patrick Waugh and Alex Inglis and Larry Walker and Todd Helton. John Elway's the best of them all coming out of Denver, Colorado, playing his professional career. And that's about it on him. Be back later, Facebook friends and YouTube followers, for more video blogs tomorrow. First will be about the top 10 greatest matches in WrestleMania history. Then the second video blog will be about the San Francisco 49ers dynasty. And the third and final video blog of the night for tomorrow will be about the Battle of the Network Stars television series. And don't forget, coming soon to these video blogs, Julie Broughton, Heidi Pratt's video blogs. They're definitely coming, Facebook friends, YouTube followers, and Twitter and Daily Motion. And only 6 more days until Black History Month. And during my personality profiles in February, I'm going to honor some of the most famous African American people of all time. Some of the profiles I'm going to be mentioning: Steve Harvey, and I'm going to mention The Godfather, former WWE superstar. Come and get on the whole train. And the Dr. Style Slick, former WWE manager, and Andre Tippett, and Lawrence Taylor, and Kevin Garnett, and the Bodyguard Virgil, and others. And good night. See you tomorrow.